everybody, welcome to another YouTube video. Today is gonna be part 3 of the Cherry-Theron Revolution. An annoying time, and it's a sad time as well. Because my Switch isn't working, and Minecraft Atlantis is delayed by a while. Possibly by a few days, possibly by a few weeks. Possibly by maybe a month. Well, yeah. Well, no, not a month, but definitely a few weeks. So definitely maybe 2 weeks. So maybe 3. So let's get to that. Let's get to cut up here. Just cut up here, okay? Okay. So I have part 3. I have part 3 done. Part 3 of the Cherry-Theron Revolution done. So let's begin. So this episode is gonna have focus heavily on Chariot, because as you can tell by the title, it's called the Battles of the Capital, and the capital of Chera is Chariot. So where we left off was in 5921 BCE. Yeah. Now, 5920 BCE, Theron troops go toward the capital, as well as revolutionaries and the rest of the Theron troops. So the Theron troops. So half of the Theron troops were here, up here. Half of the Theron troops were going to here, and the revolutionaries are also here. So they're all marching to Thera. Chariot, like right there. So it's on the grid. Yeah. So let's just get past it. So 5918 BCE. All of the troops regroup near the capital and create a plan of attack. The plan is one team, so Theron troops, revolutionaries, and Theron troops, and revolutionaries will go at one at a time and attack that way. And then all attack at the same time. So here are the battles. I will list the battles on the screen. So, the first battle of the capital is the revolutionaries. Now this is really of no use. So, throw it. So, I have to write Charon troops. And finally, troops. So the revolutionaries versus the Charon troops. Just gotta move. Okay. Okay, so this is a Charon. This is very much a Charon city. So what they do is they surprise attack. So they create a lot of noise over here, a lot of yelling over here, and then they stop. Well, they don't stop. These guys shoot arrows, not arrows, but use slingers, and attack them that way. But then they run, but these guys, not very important, because the main force is coming from behind to attack. And then when they hit, they smack down the walls. And everyone back there falls back to their death. But then the revolutionaries get their butts kicked. So then they camp out here. Then they attack again and again and again and again and again until the end of the year. Then these guys retreat. Then the second battle of the capital happens with the Thurin troops. So it was close. So this battle took a long time to begin. The Thurin troops were actually planned for a while. These guys planned for a while, and it was almost the end of December. It's almost the end of December, which it's almost the beginning of January, which is the next year. So the Thurin troops goes here, and they launch an offensive, which the Charons do the same, and launch an offensive, and clash in the middle. The Charon troops pause the Theron troops for a while until the Theron troops retreat, and so do the Charon troops, and then they attack at the city. Then after they attacked at the city, since the revolutionaries attacked, they've repaired the walls a bit, but then the Theron troops just come crashing through, just like, and then a bunch of rock is knocked down, and the Charon troops retaliate by just cutting a bunch of people's heads off. So the Theron troops go back. So you might be wondering, why don't they just I don't know, stop attacking? Because this is a really dumb idea. Well, they want to think that they're winning, when they're really just kind of playing into a giant trap. Oh, right, it's 2 years. It's 2 years. It's 2 years. So okay, it's only gonna be 1 year, okay? It's only 1 year. And then it takes a while for the troops to, let's just say that it's still 2 years. Let's just say that they stayed here, ready to attack. Then the next year, then they waited a long time, and then they left. And then the Theron troops had a much different approach. Bam! They just go and knock into the walls, almost basically crushing every single wall in their path. The Charon troops have to push back, but they don't seem to be able to push back, so they retreat from the city. But the Theron troops just want to kill the troops. They just want to kill the troops so they would win. It's not about capturing the city, it's about killing the troops. For them, at least. So what they do is then they smack into them. Then these guys come running back to the city. Then they do it again and again and again until there's basically no walls left. Then they retreat. Then the revolutionaries, filled with hate, just go knock down all this. So knock down every single wall, burn down a bunch, knock down every single wall in their path, burn down a bunch of houses, and just cause complete chaos. Complete chaos in the city. Then, after a few weeks of doing that, they retreat, and then do it again, then again, then again, every single place. But what's interesting is they only burnt down a few houses per time they go. So then they wait for them to put out the fires. Then they do it again, then again, then again, then again, and again, and again, until 5901 BCE, when Theron and Thurin troops, more Theron and Thurin troops arrive. Then they go full force. Revolutionaries, followed up by Theron troops, followed up by Thurin troops. They just go smacking in. They just smack into the city. Then they're just like, what's happening? And they get overwhelmed. The troops get overwhelmed. Basically everyone in the capital died. Charon the Fourth, or maybe the Fifth, possibly the Fifth. I don't know. Dies. They just get massacred. These guys are pushed all the way out of Charon, and they flee so far. They end up at the coast in a few weeks, when this journey would probably take a few months. Instead, for them, they only took a week to get maybe 2 weeks to get there. Many of them died after that because many of them died of exhaustion, and the rest died of hunger. So yeah, and then in 5884 BCE, the end. This is the official ending of the Great War and the Charon-Theron Revolution, which turned into the Charon Revolution. So, yeah. This has been a fun series to create. It's been a very fun series to create so far. I plan to continue making these, and also, it's not the end because I still have one more thing to talk about. 5883 BCE. Chera dissolves. Chera dissolves. Which means these are no longer needed. So those were used for a few seconds. For 4 battles, but very important battles. Hope you enjoyed this little series. Well, not this series hasn't ended. TNWH hasn't ended, but I hope you enjoyed this little mini series of the Great War. I certainly did I certainly loved making this, and I'm gonna continue to make this, and I've got to keep these more organized. I probably lost a few index cards. But anyway, I'm gonna get more organized with chapter 4 of the series. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Even if you didn't, hit the subscribe button and the bell button, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.